All right, so War of the Roses yesterday. We didn't get, exact closure on the whole thing. We found out dude wasn't messing around, but he was still something shady going on here.
Yeah, so she reached out to us. She and some friends had gone to a restaurant that she and her husband used to frequent. However, they don't have date nights as frequent anymore, if at all. But this was a restaurant that they used to go to and have date nights. She gets there, the server comes up, she sees a ring on her finger. Well, that's her wedding ring for her husband. And she's like, "Oh, congratulations." And she's like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "You got married." And the server kind of had, diarrhea dialogue and basically said she had seen her husband in the restaurant with another woman, had assumed the two of them had separated and gotten divorced, and she had gotten remarried. And she's like, "Nope, still very much married to my husband." So we did War of the Roses to see who this mystery woman was that he was going to their restaurant to. He bit when we sent the promotional email about sending flowers, and he sent them to a woman that was not his wife and basically said, "Thank you so much for all you do around here. We wouldn't be able to do it without you." And it's sent to a business address. So we're assuming it's a coworker or colleague that has gone above and beyond at the office. So while it wasn't, and it was like the gratitude floral arrangement. So it wasn't like this romantic floral arrangement. He was just showing appreciation for somebody he works with. Granted, we asked his wife, "When's the last time your husband sent you flowers?" And she's like, "I can't even remember when." So he had the opportunity to send flowers to someone, and instead of his wife, he chose a coworker who he appreciates. So Cassie came up with a plan, which apparently she did.
Yeah, because that is not infidelity in and of itself, but passing on sending your wife free flowers is a little bit of a red flag to me. So I said she should send the flowers. She should go out buy the bouquet because we don't actually send flowers and have it delivered to the house. And when he shows up, it says she could say, "Honey, did you send these flowers? They are so sweet. There was no card attached, but I'm really touched." And then see what he says. And if he says, "Those were supposed to go to Patty at the office. That's weird that it got messed up." He's good because he's telling you about Patty at the office and that he wanted to thank her for being a great business manager. But if he says, "Yes, I ordered those for you," he's lying. And then you could whip out the card because we know what he said on the card. Be like, "Aha, gotcha." Want to explain this?
Aha, pure evil. So did she take Cassie's idea and run with it? Oh, yeah. Mo's got the email.
I loved Cassie's idea and had every intention of doing it. Unfortunately, with work, I wasn't going to make it home before he was, and I also would not have had time to stop at the store and get myself the bouquet. I thought about it on the way home and what I could do instead. I ended up asking him if he had gotten an offer for free flowers. He didn't say yes at first. He just asked me why. I told him that I had gotten an email from a flower shop and had been offered free flowers if I recommended some other people who may be interested. I told him I was curious if it had worked or if it was just a scam. He didn't answer the question. He just turned it around and asked me if I ordered flowers from the email I had gotten. I told him that I did and that they hadn't arrived yet. He asked who I sent them to. I told him that I sent them to myself because I love sunflowers and there was a bouquet with sunflowers. So I asked him again if he had gotten the email, and he said yes. He said he also ordered the sunflowers but was hoping it would be a surprise for me. Uh-oh. He said they should arrive tomorrow morning. So basically, he lied. I didn't call him on it because I want your take on it. Why would he not send me flowers and then lie and say he did? It all just doesn't make sense.
Cassie, what have you done? What have you
uncovered the truth, Bert Weiss. Investigative journalism.
But we don't know anything else about the infidelity. All we know is he's a stupid husband that didn't send flowers to his wife, and now she's got him painted in a corner, so he has to say he did.
No, he's a lying SOB is what we know. He's a liar. He said that he got her flowers. He could have said, "Yes, I ordered flowers and sent them to Patty at the office." He could have easily owned up to it and copped up to it, because sending a coworker flowers to thank them for what they've done in the office is not a transgression.
It is if your wife was expecting you to send her free flowers, which is why he probably felt like she cornered him about it.
Bert, you get an offer for free flowers, okay? And you send them to Kristen to thank her for all the work that she's done on this show, or Tracy, or any of the women, Amy, any of the women who work on this show. And Tiffany asks you when you get home, did you get an email for free flowers? I ordered myself some because I love sunflowers. What do you tell her?
That I sent flowers to Kristen or Amy or Cassie or whomever I sent them to.
Exactly, because you have nothing to hide,
Right.
because there's nothing sketch about it, and she knows you appreciate the work people in this office do. This is sketchy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But it's not, okay, so yes. I don't think this is where I'm actually going to try to come to his defense, WTF. So it's not that he is trying to hide the fact that he sent flowers to a coworker. It's the fact that it's that he's trying to hide the fact that he didn't send flowers to his wife.
Yeah, which is a huge red flag. So why? Why is the case? Unless he felt in that moment, he just panicked about it and said, oh, God, of course I should have sent them to her.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think it's like, it could be like you sending flowers to us. There's nothing to it.
Yeah.
He thought he was being like a nice boss or whatever, but now his wife is asking about this email, and he's like, oh, crap. I shouldn't have sent him to Dana. I should have sent him to my wife. So in that moment, even though he didn't do anything wrong, he's going to be like, yeah, I sent him to you. I sent him to you.
He didn't even answer her question about the email for the free flowers. That's like, I could buy that explanation, and it would seem logical, and I think, yes, that could happen. But the fact that he was so sketchy and like danced around whether or not he got the email in the first place, why? Did you get an email? Like all these questions, danced around answering it. It just,
First of all, she has a gear that I don't have. I mean, to get that info and know they're lying right in your face at that moment and then put the brakes on it and then email us to get some advice for it, my knee-jerk reaction would have been, look, I got the evidence right here. We're doing this right here, right now, right?
I feel like the answer is in him being defensive.
Yep.
Like the way he was just defensive out the gate with, instead of just answering the question with the why. Well, who'd you send it to? What'd you do? It just felt like it was a bunch of deflecting going on. And I feel like the reason for that is because he knows deep down he's doing something he has no business doing.
All right, Cassie. So since you made this worse, what
since I helped you, let's reframe that.
what is your advice now to her tonight to circle back and tell her that she knows he's been BSing?
So I think there are a couple ways you could play it. You can either just come clean and say, hey, I absolutely know that you sent flowers to so-and-so, and this is what was on the card. Or you could play like so-and-so from the office reached out to thank you for the flowers and called the house. That might be a little tougher. But I would just call him out, honestly. If I were her, I would be like, hey, I never got those flowers because we're not sending them. Why don't you follow up with them and see why we didn't get the flowers?
Does this one work on adults like it does my kids? Hey, you've got one chance to answer this honestly. One chance to answer this honestly. Who did you send those flowers to?
Yes, I think that would work.
That would work on me.
Yeah. I honestly, that made me so uncomfortable.
I know, right?
I feel guilty.
I think that's what she's got to do.
I mean, you have to call him out. You can sit with it. You could do more recon if you want. You could extend this and say, I never got the flowers. Where are the flowers? Let him send the flowers and dig a hole deeper. Or you could just cut to the chase and actually have a conversation with
I
your
say
husband.
at this point, just go with the honest route and go, dude, I know you messed up here. Just let's talk about what's going on here.
Call him out.
no, just show up at the office, wherever that business was, and be like, who's Dana? I need to talk to Dana.
Or that.
The Bert Show.
Like what you just watched, you can get more of The Bert Show on your favorite podcast platform. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us. I don't know what any of these buttons do, by the way.